Okay. Good afternoon, traders. It is December 10th, 2023, and this is our weekly watch list for the week of December 11th. S&P futures flat 4606.75, down a mere 3 ticks. NASDAQ futures down 32 and 3/4, 16,276. The 2 and the 10-year are flat. Bitcoin 43,165, down 621. Should be interesting whether they hold they hold this key level here, 42,346. That's where I would expect to shake out in Bitcoin. We'll be watching that carefully. The dollar back above the 104 handle. Anybody else feel like this is a little bit of inverse head and shoulders, setting up for a two-way corrective here in the dollar? I'd be if I was short the dollar, I'd be concerned personally. So watch the dollar this week for sure. Natural gas 2-spot 451. Gold futures 2017 up 340. I'm still not letting this. This was a stop run, right? A stop run here, pain trade into an exhaustion zone. I'm still seeing gold in a shallow two-wave corrective on lower volume, so we'll have to see whether whether they can actually hold this key level here on 2020 and snap back, or they're gonna actually give us a move back down to around 1985. So those are the key levels, and then 1933. I don't think they're going to let this scope under 2000 again. Gold is in a very strong new bull trend. Crude looks like we called the bottom in crude. So far so good. We're clearly still on a daily downtrend here, but we have the beginnings of a bit of a morning star reversal. Now we need to re-challenge 72.81. So we'll see what happens there into the week. Oil always strongly correlated with rates, but even so more so this year. So we'll be watching that for sure. Some weekend headlines before we go into the calendar. Some weekly headlines before we go into the calendar here. A survey reveals that over half U.S. consumers held positive views of AI during marketing survey highlights for growing acceptance and impact of AI shaping consumer shopping experiences. JD, that's JD.com founder Liu Guangdong, responded to employees' comment on the company's internet saying, "No matter what, I will never give up. I hope that my brothers will never give up either." So JD in trouble. NVIDIA wishes to establish a base in Vietnam to develop the country's semiconductor industry as it considers Vietnamese market an important one. This on the backdrop of Intel with a major AI event. It's ironically called AI Anywhere or AI Everywhere. It'll be this Thursday. Interestingly enough, they've been nowhere to be seen on AI. Talk about latecomers to the party. Immunogen presents findings of newly diagnosed acute myeloid leukemia cohorts in phase 1b/2 study of pivekimab combination. So that may be moving on Monday. BLU got absolutely hammered on Friday due to long-term data, and they presented new data on people who require regular transfusions through achievement of durable transfusion independence. Could be moving tomorrow. If you're a biotech trader, definitely watch that. Apple, Wedbush, new price target $250 from Wedbush over the weekend. Also, AFRM, Form 8K filed. BOD authorized repurchase of up to $800 million in aggregate principal amount of its outstanding 0% convertible senior notes due 2026. We're definitely going to be watching AFRM on that news on Monday. And then Microsoft hikes prices across Asia. That's MSFT. Let's see what else we have here over the weekend. That's what we're talking about. Uh, on the Ukraine front, UK Defense Ministry has announced plans to transfer two minehunter ships to Ukraine. UK has established a unit to crack down on firms evading Russia sanctions. So we're seeing a little bit of heightened tension there between the UK and Russia. So those are the main headlines I'm seeing for the weekend. Let's talk about the calendar. We have a packed calendar this week. It's going to be very exciting, guys. So Monday, we start slow. We've had a 6-month bill auction, 3-year note auction, a 3-month bill auction, and a 10-year note auction. The 10-year note auction is going to be the mover, especially if it's a weak auction. We could see a steep sell-off in the market going into the Tuesday CPI. Tuesday, of course, is the co-main event for the week. In the blue corner type of thing. So I'm going to get my Bruce Buffer on for the CPI at 8:30. I'll be on the mic. And then at 8:55, we've got Red Book sales. At 10 o'clock, we've got quarterly services survey. And then a 30-year bond auction at 1, followed by a 2 p.m. Treasury statement. Things heat up on Wednesday. We've got an 8:30 a.m. PPI final demand and Atlanta Fed business inflation expectations at 10. And at 2 p.m. an FOMC announcement. And then, of course, Jerome the Metronome Powell will be speaking Powellese at 2:30. We will try to translate Powellese to English in real time to try to discern what the heck he's talking about. I'm guessing that he's going to stick to the plan and continue to stress higher for longer. He's probably going to talk about services and wages. That's been a sticky issue for the Fed. So we'll be watching that carefully. The FOMC event is one we trade live. We scalp either S&Ps or some high volume mover throughout the event as he speaks. So if you would like to watch momentum scalping in real time as a Fed head speaks, you're in the right place. Jobless claims on Thursday, 8:30. We've got jobless claims, retail sales, and import and export prices, followed at 10 p.m. by business inventories and an EIA natural gas report at 10:30. We've got a bunch of bill announcements at 11 on Thursday, your 3-month, your 6-month, and your 5-year tips, followed by 11:30 by a 4-week bill auction. And Friday, finally, Empire State Manufacturing at 8:30, industrial production 9:15, PMI composite flash sets could definitely move the market post Powell. So we'll see what happens there. What's up, Judy? All right, so let's see here. So key company events. We've got the Gordon Haskett Consumer Retail Holiday Summit on Monday, and the Oppenheimer 5G Summit, the Seaport Digital Media and Advertising Conference, and the TD Cowen IT Services and Digital Engineering Summit. Then we've got on Tuesday, continuation of the IT Services Summit. Wednesday, we've got the RBC Capital Markets Healthcare Private Conference, and that's Wednesday, excuse me. And then Thursday, we've got the Intel AI Everywhere launch event. I think it's going to be a disaster. We were shorting AMD heavily in their event, did great on that. I think the Intel event is going to be no different, guys. I think this thing's going to, it's going to be like the coyote over the cliff. I think it's going to be ugly. I'm very much looking forward to pounding Intel back to the ground. It's like a yearly event. Oracle earnings Monday after the close. Adobe Wednesday after the close. On Thursday, we've got Costco and Lennar after the close, and Friday morning, Darden. On the international calendar, we've got Japan PPI on Monday. I still think we need to watch the Japanese rate decision very carefully. There's a lot of smart people saying they're going to come off negative rates. Can you imagine? That would be a major change, and we would see some major outflows, in my opinion. So on Wednesday, we've got Thursday, We've got China House Price Index, fixed income, fixed asset investment, and industrial production. And then Friday, Germany PMI composite. So that's the international calendar. As far as potential catalysts for the week, we've got Casey's and Oracle reporting on Monday. And then we've got the 2-day Fortune Brainstorm AI Conference of San Francisco on Monday. Key speakers will include NET, that's Cloudflare, Williams Sonoma, Qualcomm, Best Buy, Salesforce CRM, which has been on a tear, Walmart, and Amgen. We also have a healthcare sector event. This is a big one. The 65th ASH Annual Meeting and Exposition taking place in San Diego, California. It's a hematology meeting, and it's led to major moves by Lilly, AGIO, CRVS in the past. So we'll be watching that carefully. I'm probably going to be listening into that one, as well as the Brainstorm AI conference. We try to follow the important ones. And then finally, we have Investor Day events for ACM and Affirm Holdings, AFRM, which has been an absolute tear. So we have a lot of potential catalysts on Monday. Going into Tuesday, we've got the IPO lockup period expiring for blocks of shares of Cava, CAVA. We were pretty active in this name earlier in the year. And Cava, you can see here, bear flagging on the 15 minutes, engulfing reversal on the weekly, and candle over candle on the daily, with a strong level of support at $29. This thing cracks 29. It's already in a very bearish consolidation. You can see you have a bearish megaphone here. This is not good. So we could see some increased volatility and downside in shares of CAVA. So it's CAVA with their IPO lockup period expiring on Wednesdays. This is an Eddie favorite. Rocket Lab has a launch plan for its Electron rocket. I'll just say this: borrow some shares, be ready. The flight, which is for a Japan-based Earth imaging company, will be the 42nd flight of the Electron rocket company, and the first since launch failure in September. I think they're getting ready to get fully FAFO'd there, Eddie. Thursday, we've got Costco reporting, JBL Lennar. Options trading, it is implying a double-digit share price swing for Mesa Air after the report, MESA. Also, Thursday, notable investor events include Chewy's for Investor Day event of the it's the first Investor Day of the company's history, and then we've got the retail sales report for Thursday. As far as no, sorry, that's all I had for that. Okay, perfect. So that's our calendar. I'll go ahead and post that after. What's up, Al? I'll post this after the meeting. If you go to moderator notes, we have the calendars, and the weekly expected moves, the daily expected moves, upgrades, downgrades, consensus moves, all posted there for your convenience. Let's talk about the market first. Okay, so let's talk about the S&Ps first, and then we'll talk about some of these. So I'm still on the December contract. So we're opening here at the top of the range. A lot of people have been playing this as a reaccumulation range, accumulating the 45.50s. We finally saw a strong candle over candle move on Friday, and we finally cleared this 45.97 pivot and the 46.07. So, there's a lot of longs pushing, betting the call wall at 46.07 will break, and we're going to be into the 46.44 handle. So we're going to have to see how we open tomorrow. You can see the spiders. Cleared the July 27th pivot, which it was a big win for the bulls. You can see the equal weighted S&Ps look similar, but not quite as strong, right? We have not in any way cleared either the September or the July pivots and are still dealing with some overhead pressure. So definitely a divergence between the equal weighted and the normally weighted tech heavy SPY. So just definitely something to take note of, especially if we continue to see some potential selling in mega cap tech this week. It'll be something to definitely be watching. Triple Qs, candle over candle again on Friday. You still have this pivot here through 394 that you need to take out. That's 394.14. So we'll be watching that. Very strong looking chart. Beautiful base, rally, base, rally, and now it looks like we're about ready to break out of this consolidation. The IWM, nowhere nearly as strong. It's just getting back to this point of control from July, nowhere near its August highs. And so, is this going to be a laggard trader? Is this going to be the canary in the coal mine? Too early to say, but we're definitely watching. We're definitely watching the break of 188 potentially in the IWM for some follow through. Finally, the diamonds, extremely strong looking. You're ready for a major bull flag breakout there through 360, 375 in the diamonds. So that's what things are looking like to me. As far as the game plan for tomorrow, I'm gonna go to a smaller time frame here. We really want to see 46.04.50 and 45.99 hold. Your line in the sand is 45.58. If we can't hold this rising anchor, there's going to be big trouble in Little China, especially for people who've been buying the market since the print on Friday. So we have to watch that level very, very carefully. I would not be surprised at all if Monday we come in early in the session, have an opening range breakout or breakdown into 45.88, build a base, and have a full type of Angry Birds type of shallow V back to the level. So we're going to have to be watching that very carefully. Right now, it looks a little bit like a bearish consolidation, but it's the overnight session, so it's really too early to say. All right. All right. So let's go to our pink list. The pink list is names that this is a list of trades of tickers. That we either trade actively or that we're going to be watching very closely for entries this week. So I'm just going to go over the generals, and I'll start with Madam Tesla. So Tesla, I'm just going to zoom out here, take out all the drawings so we have less cling on the page and more bars. So this is a very clean chart of Tesla. It does not take a rocket scientist here to notice the fact that the ascending line has held beautifully here, and we're very near the apex of a wedge, which I think will explode through 245.50 or so, and take out 246, 247, and give us a very quick move to 250, 260. This is starting to look like a potential swing as well. I like the compression. I like the fact that we've seen steady accumulation. Sorry, wrong angle. Steady accumulation since this prior shakeout. Here was your final phase C shakeout of the move, and we've been consolidating ever since. Here is secondary shakeout and a set of higher pivot lows, lower highs, and more compression. So Tesla looks highly actionable into tomorrow. We are, we've had this declining tops line we've been dealing with ever since what is it? Yeah, December. So no, sorry, hold on. Let me go further out here. That's what I meant to say. We have this declining topside we've been dealing with since July. So this is looking strong, very, very strong for a breakout this week. And you can see here the higher lows I was talking about. So really bullish on Tesla going into tomorrow. Apple, the whole world seems to think Apple's going back to all-time highs. It's 198.21, I believe, and it looks strong. It looks really, really strong. So we'll see what she wants to do. Here's the daily, and you can see tremendous strength here in AAPL. Potential move to 198. 198.21 is a stone throw away. So high likelihood, especially post Powell, that we see new all-time highs in Apple, and a measured move that would take you at least 12 points higher or so. So break of 205, 207, very potentially likely this week. Microsoft. This pattern is a bit of a double-edged sword, right? We came in here and now we're ledging higher. So it's a pattern to be, very cautious about. But if we see a tremendous amount of volume and a break of 374.17 that holds the level, then I won't be worried about a bearish ledging consolidation on Microsoft. Meta. Go over Amazon first. So I was really torn up about whether I should take Amazon overnight on Friday, just given how strong this consolidation looks. I did take the day trade intraday, and now you can see here we have a declining top line that's about to get taken out on a very clear set of higher lows. So this, to me, speaks of a very bullish consolidation, that it looks like it's about to give us a rather large measured move. So the measured move in Amazon to me looks like so. It's your 3618 extension, 152.03 for starters on Amazon. This, of course, can be undone with a phrase or two, courtesy of Jerome Powell on Wednesday, so we have to wait and see. Google, a different story. Google basically last week confirmed the top of a very large range here, and it's in an hourly bearish type of distributive consolidation. And this gap filling here, if the market's weak, I'm going to be shorting Google. This looks like it wants to revisit the bottom of the range. Meta, strong look. I know a lot of people are seeing a rising wedge here. I'm going to go back to the chart drawings here so you can see. So on Meta, we called out the piercing reversal here through 327.50, and we had as a target this the prior channel upper line at 330.336. This is going to probably need to base here for a couple of daily periods, but the next target on Meta looks like 339.55. It's already in an extended, in a wider state on the hourly, so I'm going to be needing that pullback. Every pullback to 325.50 extremely viable in my opinion. So I'll be watching those pullbacks in Meta. I think Meta continues to be bought here voraciously on pullbacks. So watching that. Nvidia, another NASDAQ general. This chart is a bit of a hot mess. But we were watching these 452 lows and called out the move through 470 on Friday, and we're back to this prior value area here on 41.56 this week. So that's what I think is going to be tested, 41.56 and 45.25. So that's what I'm looking for to the upside in Meta. Basically, This looks to me like your W bottom, your igniting leg one, and I'm going to be looking for a measured move of leg one to leg two into that prior point of control. And let's see. Finally, okay, so those are the generals. Let's go over some of the popular names that we trade here. So let me go back to the 4 charts and go into AMD. AMD has a weekly inside bar breakout that I am rather fond of. So, was it inside bar breakout? Oh no, daily. Excuse me. So it's a daily. My bad. There's a bunch of other powerful inside bar breakouts on the weekly that we're going to go over. So AMD, it's more of a doji sandwich through 130.94. If they take out this prior pivot high here from June 13th at 132.70, I expect the measured move of this entire consolidation range. So that would be like so. 147.45, guys, for the next leg higher in AMD. It looks powerful. So taking this one seriously. Coinbase, I mean, what can you say about this name? You had a evening star reversal. They held the 5 SMA. They exploded on the buy setup with Bitcoin looking weaker and looking to retrace on the daily. I expect 134.08 to be tested this week. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to anchor. So this is your high volume breakaway bar here off the prior double top. So that's where I'm anchoring. So pullbacks to 131 I expect to hold on Coinbase, okay? Roku. Roku is very much in a consolidation, bullish consolidation here, and it's held the 99.85. All right, it's actionable this week for intraday trading off this 99.85 level. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. You can see here it's just consolidating in this bigger flag, right? So it looks good to me. I'm not saying Roku's going to go this week. I'm saying the pullback is buyable. It's getting bought off that level. The inside week. 108.06 is your outside reversal bar for Roku. It looks good. If it came into 108 and back into this anchor right here around $100, I think it's a screaming buy, Eddie. All right, ANET. ANET is very overextended. Obviously, I'm just gonna do this and say I'm gonna watch it. Sorry, 1 second. So pullbacks to 222, 223, I think are highly scalpable on ANET. NET, existing swing trade. Inside bar breakout on the weekly, also 80.14. And we've got a couple of AI events this week. So I think NET again is in play. Unity hit our targets last week, and it kind of stalled at the daily 200, which is where we sold it. And now you've got some heavy bands ahead around 35.61, but you have an inside bar break again through 33.64. So if they take this out early with volume, Unity back in play. Carvana, oh beautiful Carvana. We've been smashing this one for a while now. Over $43, this thing looks amazing. So Carvana looks really, really good. They had news, as I mentioned over the weekend just now. So we'll be watching Carvana pretty heavily. GPS. This thing's just been melting higher after their earnings. If you're going to trade this one, guys, just do yourselves a favor. Draw the channel, buy the bottom of the channel. Okay. Every pullback in this one is buyable until the trend breaks. That's all I'll say about it. DraftKings It's setting up an inside bar breakout on the monthly. It's just something I'm watching. If you're going to buy the dip, 34.50 looks like the level to watch. Okay. UPST, Upstart. Incredible buy setup on Friday. We were watching this one. Amazing. It's into a very heavy level of resistance here, 38.68. If it cracks it, okay, it's back in play for a secondary move into 49.36. So the level to watch here, guys, is 38.75. If it breaks it and holds $33, we're in business to around 49 bucks. Okay, this is your next price reference point right here in UPSD. Palantir, I think you're going to continue to see Palantir go lower. They had news of major pension funds selling it last week. So if it cracks 1709, I think you're going to see it come back into 1480 or so. AGI, I'm still in this swing. We were like 5 cents away from target, and I didn't get a fill. I still think we bounce here. Buy setup in AGI for tomorrow, 1409. AOS, another swing trade idea from the room. I think the buy setup through 75.81. It's looking a little toppy here. You can see it broke out on the weekly. I still think we get more upside in AOS. It looks good. It looks good to $82. AFRM. This chart is ridiculous, but there's, this markup is strong, voluminous. You have a little bit of price volume divergence as it continues to go higher. This one I'm looking to trade on the 15-minute and the hourly on all pullbacks. So let's just do ourselves a favor. Set an anchor here. 39.90, 39.80 pullback looks highly potentially viable. JPM, a lot of you guys have been trading this one. It's into a double top on the monthly, and you're going to run into some sellers here around 159, so be careful. Only reason I'm bringing it up. CrowdStrike, this has been absolutely amazing. You're into major resistance here on the daily in CrowdStrike, going back to its prior pivot high on April 18th. Once we have price acceptance over 243, it's very likely that we have a new price sequence here. I think this needs to consolidate for a couple more weeks, but very, very strong. Target, I'm out of this one off the 200. If we manage to consolidate here, come back to 126.50 and hold, this is a screaming weekly wedge break, like so. So it's still on my back burner, but I need a pullback. Okay, Schwab, another swing alert from the room. So Schwab, this was the wedge break. Well, we called out 63.07. Your next point of control from the July to September period, a lot of volume nodes, big high volume nodes here around 65.90. So definitely that would be my next target on Schwab if you're long. It looks really good. PDD, we absolutely murdered this trade last month, and now you're pulling back and putting in a little shakeout bar off the lower band, and you can see here an inside bar and potential outside bar reversal through 148.12. This has been, in my opinion, the best of the Chinese names to trade, and it continues to show relative strength to its peers, which look absolutely ridiculously bad. So PDD, I'd be watching it on Monday right here for a buy setup through 139.26. Highly actionable trade for Monday. Palo Alto, been a major winner in the room. And you can see here, you have a bit of a hanging man, not quite an inside bar breakout, more of a doji sandwich, but the break of the weekly highs here through 298.91 looks juicy. Despite how overextended it is, I think the markup continues in this one. So I'll be watching the outside bar reversal there through that weekly inside bar on Palo Alto. CRM, This one's been a monster. Uh, highly actionable. Yeah, through 236. Sorry, 263. 263.32, I believe. Yeah, 263.43. I'll make sure I have all my alerts on these before the evening is over. So if you like it intraday, I play this one on the 15 minute. The break of 253.96. That pullback buyable for a move back to 263.48. DoorDash, it's edging higher. I'm only bringing this one up because so many of you guys play it. Here's the anchor. Here's your piercing engulfing reversal. You see it bounce here, bounce here. You're kind of far away from that anchor. If you're looking to buy the pullback, and you believe this 15-minute consolidation is going to hold 99.94. This one's not for me, but I recognize how strong it's been. Airbnb does not have a clear setup on the daily, the weekly, or the monthly, but if it continues to go, I'll be looking for 142.90 next week. ADSK, this one we've just been stalking, waiting for it to go for a couple of months now. When this one goes, it's going to be powerful. You can see this base has been building here since July of 2022, and it's just narrowing as a reversal wedge. So I'm looking for the initial sign of strength out of the base and the retest of 225.50 for a move, or as a swing trade back to 284. This one looks absolutely powerful. AI, I'm bringing this up because it's no longer in play. Okay, they failed the reaccumulation, the break of 31.85. Now buyers pushed it back to the prior value area and failed at the anchor on 29.15. So this one's out of play. Boeing, monster. I need a handle to test the bottom of 224.50, and I need this consolidation to hold here for a cup and handle break. When this cup and handle breaks, you're going to be looking at 307.60. Powerful stuff. Okay, very nice. Let's see here. CleanSpark, only bringing this one up because so many of you guys trade the crypto names. This name is far less resilient than Coinbase, in my opinion. If you're long it, just watch Bitcoin tomorrow. If they take out 8.25, I would be out completely. Mara, it's very similar, right? If they can't hold 14.17, look out below. Meritage Homes, the XHB has been on fire, and Meritage Homes closed near all-time highs. All pullbacks to 153.25, in my opinion, are buyable. Here's your anchor. There's two anchors for Meritage Homes because you've got two breakaway gaps. So watch the pullback to 154.16. Workday, this is a Gator chart. He sent this one to me over the weekend. Picture perfect inside bar break right there through 274.85. Highly actionable. I'm going to be looking to trade this one tomorrow. Toll Brothers, very similar to Meritage Homes. We're at all-time highs. So on this one, pullbacks on the hourly to the anchor, I think are going to get bought. This is in a markup. So here's your first breakaway bar anchor. Sorry, my bad right there. Excuse me. All right, so $91 or so.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Uber continues to go. I like Lyft as the laggard play better on this one. So Uber, if we go to the daily, you've got a major topping reversal here to deal with at 63.97. If you look at lift by comparison, you can see here on the daily a beautiful buy setup that cleared this prior 1274 pivot, and on the weekly you have a picture perfect, and I mean picture perfect inside bar break through 1340, I believe, 1338. This one looks highly actionable for tomorrow, and the measured move 1786. You can scalp this off the open. It's going to be a nice opening range breakout, in my opinion. If you want to let the breakout go by the pullback for a swing, it looks really, really good. PATH, weekly inside bar breakout through 2542. See, I told you, a lot of inside bar breakouts this week. Royal Caribbean, this thing's been on fire. A lot of these transports have been absolutely nuts. So on Royal Caribbean, what's concerning about this one is you've got a little bit of RSI and volume price divergence on a narrowing price range. So we're about to, I think we're about to hit exhaustion. The key is whether it holds 114.34. So if you're long this name, I think you're near the end of the road. DAL, a little stronger. It's Delta. This is your secondary resistance pivot right here. Okay, so if you're long DAL, guys, 4104, in my opinion, is a good place to book some profits. Snowflake, beast move. You've got a lot of IBD types looking to buy through the buy point here at 194. So I think you get a very quick move to 205 if this breaks. What I would do with this one, instead of that, it broke the wedge already. I would be buying the pullbacks to 186.75, positioning myself and building the position for that break of 194. That would be how I would play that one. ETRN, let's go to the weekly here on ETRN. Another inside bar break through 1050. You've got a measured move, $2 measured move, so 1250 would be your target there on Equitrans Midstream Corporation. Amazon, we talked about. CELH. It's not been getting a lot of love lately. I'm just watching this bigger wedge. It's more of a descending triangle. Notice how they have not been able to get it really underneath $50 with any kind of significant success. So on this one, when I'm not sure when this is going to really break, but when it does, I'm going to look for a strong two-wave corrective here and a 50% retracement of this move right here. So 59.50 when it goes, I like it. Definitely watching CLH. Lily, big potential catalyst this week. I'll keep it simple with Lily. It's holding the 21, holding the 200, bouncing off the 5 SMA on the daily, and I think it's going to come back into the mid channel around 635.94. This one looks juicy as well. I don't trade this name, but I have to recognize here, you had your two-wave correctives to the bottom of the channel, two-wave corrective higher, and now you're building a cause here within an uptrend. So your mid channel right there looks good. VRRM. I don't day trade this name. It's just not. It doesn't have the volume for a day trade, but you can see here on the weekly, beautiful V. I'm looking for this to start building a platform here into 2142. Maybe we get an inside bar for a couple of days and then it goes, or maybe we have a slow schematic and a wedge and then a push higher. But it's at least a $3 measured move higher. So if it breaks 2150, looking for 2450. All right, and lift, I think we just went over. So we have a lot of opportunity in the market this week. It's really going to depend on what Powell says on Wednesday. So I'm probably not going to be taking too many swing stabs at the market until after Powell is done talking. We still have several open swing long positions in, and we'll see what happens. Post a watch list? Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, Z. I got you, dog. Oh, I thought you meant you just want the picture of it. Isn't this shared already? Make a copy, rename, copy link. Yeah, it's already shared. The same link. There it is. All right. So that is what I got. SMCI, I don't see it as in play for this week, Richard. It's still consolidating, building a much bigger wedge, and it's stuck. If you just profile this entire segment of the price action, you'll see what I'm saying. Hold on, let me just take care of this. See how you're just, testing value area low, testing value area high, etc., and you're just at point of control here. You're going to be range bound building a cause in SMCI for a while longer as it digests the May to September move or May to August move. Yeah, so I think we're in cause building mode there. Costco is a beast. It's a hellhound, a three-headed hellhound. It's into a major double top right from 2022. So not actionable until we have some price acceptance and consolidation. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to smash earnings. What's up, Peaches? Can you take a look at SKX and CPNG? Sure. Skechers, yeah. Obviously a very strong chart. I really can't say I can chase it up here. The risk to reward is terrible. I don't know if you're long it already. It's a very different story, right? So, I wish I had something more constructive to say. CPNG. CPNG looks good. For a base, I don't really. I mean, this is gonna chop around for a while. So this name's a fallen angel, right? I mean, Coupang, failed right off the IPO, and now it's just building a base. So this type of name I would trade on the monthly and ignore everything else. And I would wait for some major. Nomura moves up BOJ negative rate and forecast to January. Let's see what the DXY is doing. Alright, not moving much. Okay. Japan cabinet approval rating falls 5 percentage points to 22.5. Wow. How does AVG look for a swing? AVG already had a big move. It looks really strong. If you're gonna be, I don't know, I can't. I couldn't. This was the time to trade AVGO on the weekly. If it puts some kind of significant pullback here, then maybe, but I can't. This is very strong and extended. On the daily, you could argue. On the daily that this was your first jump across the creek there, sign of strength, LPS. and if it holds here, it builds a base. Yeah. So I mean, this is a big name, right? It's a $20-$50 stop. I mean, uh, it's all right. Hold on. RH and Lulu. 1 second, guys. I'm getting flooded with names. Restoration Hardware. Um, so you gapped lower after earnings, I believe. You're still in the middle of the range, so there's absolutely nothing I can do with this. If it gave me a slow bearish rising wedge or ledge back into this area here, 280.33, I would short it with both hands, but I can't chase this down. Let's see, Lulu, very different story, of course. This is a major igniting move in Lulu, and it took out all-time highs. Now we need some consolidation here. The way Lulu moves, it could easily put in a bar of this same size tomorrow. It's just a hard name to day trade. It's very spready and moves in a very awkward fashion. So I would prefer for Lulu to give me a couple of inside days before I take a stab at it to the long side. Ulta. I'm trying to go in order, guys. If I missed you, please post. Ulta. So you had a bottoming cup here, breakaway gap, a little bit of a kicker there, and now it just has to hold 46.97. And once we put in a higher pivot low, and we've proven out the end of the downtrend here, the short-term downtrend, yeah, I could see this going back to 550 for sure. You have to believe in the meantime that there's going to be a market for Ulta if we have a downturn economically, because from what I understand, their products are rather expensive, right? RPM long. RPM International. Okay, so here was your V bottom platform, second leg higher. On a setup like this, I want a handle to the cup. If it goes, then I like to buy the pullback. So for me, this double top, not potential double top, potential triple top, not actionable until we either build a right side handle to absorb the supply, or we bust through the supply and we have price acceptance over the prior resistance pivot around 107 and a quarter. So I don't like to gamble on these breakouts personally. I think it's Tuesday for Oracle earnings. CLH, Bobby, I just went over it. CLH, I'm waiting for the wedge to break, but I think it's too early. But maybe a shakeout off the 200. I think that's a nice, good risk to reward earning. What's up, TG? AZEK. I was all about AZEK a couple of weeks ago. So AZEK had a nice move here. Remember that one? It was on the watch list. Now it's consolidating again, and it's pretty much holding up. So that break of 35.50 looks very juicy, bro. I like it. I liked it better when we called it out, Car Gurus, yeah, you're looking at the daily buy setup and the weekly inside bar break. Yeah, 24.57, your weekly 200 looks okay there. FRSH. FRSH, Freshworks. I use their software quite a bit. Good company. This looks all right. You got a month's worth of overhead supply. You gotta chow through here, right? So this is one is less interesting, especially if the market slows down. And you have a kind of you can see your point of control is at the very bottom, right near the value area. So you're gonna deal with a lot of sellers at 21 and a quarter. So this is a buy setup I would just not find actionable for how I trade TG. You know what I mean? FTDR. Front Door Inc. Okay, strong. I see it. So you had a break of this channel, a little bit of a two-wave corrective, bounce off the 200, and now you're have a bullish consolidation here on the daily. Yeah, you want to take it back to 39.08. I like it. Okay, Oracle earnings. Did I miss any? Did I miss any tickers, guys? They're flying hard and fast. Oh, what's up, El Trader? Netflix. Man, this one's been temperamental. So Netflix, you had your double topping reversal here, and we said, El Trader, that 51.48 needed to hold. So this is your secondary resistance pivot. So far, it's holding. If the market bounces, I think you're going to retest 43.78, right? Or we're going to create a new range here, and we'll call this a kind of a very sloppy cup and handle. But this one needs time, I think. IP. Sure. IP, International Paper Company. Wow. I had not looked up this ticker in a while. This is older name. That's funny, man. It's in a range into the value area, struggling to hold the monthly 200. I don't have a short or a long bias. I mean, it's in a longer term kind of secular, sort of secular bull trend, but you've been in a range since 1992, dude. I don't know. Personally, it's not the chart I like to trade. But let's go to the weekly here. Let's look at volume. Volume profile. So you're right at point of control. So 32.26 is the highest volume node in this entire consolidation. I don't know. I don't see it. For how I right, Peaches. For how I trade, I don't see anything actionable there. If you're like thinking long, short, if you have a trade idea, you want to share it with me, I can speak more intelligently about it. Ericsson. Well, remember when Ericsson exploded during the meme craze? I know this company very well. I've spent millions of dollars with them over the years for some of my other entrepreneurial endeavors. Fantastic company. Stock looks good. You've been in a strong markup since November. For Ericsson to be actionable for me, okay, you have a angular change of descent here and a strong pivot at 573. Okay, I would need a higher pivot low to effectively confirm price acceptance over 576, $6. And this kind of chart, I only trade on the monthly, okay? Only on the monthly. It's too broken to really believe any kind of false signal on it, or any kind of signal. So, you know, I don't know. A lot of people like trading these. I find this type of chart very difficult to trade. Elf Beauty. I like Ulta better. I think it's too late to be a late money long on this one. The time to enter Elf Beauty was on this was your entry, November 20th. Now you're near the prior point of control. Let me show you. 133.32, and you can see here. Look at the price volume divergence, and RSI is RSI on lower volume is achieving overbought. So, you know, the likelihood of this seeing new highs is very low. Dexcom, sure. DXCM. Dexcom. It's V'd, now can it platform? This chart looks amazing for a move to 127.77 after it gives us a platform that holds 110 to 30. I find the same hard to day trade, but it's a good swing trading vehicle. And does NVO what, Bobby? NVO? Novo Nordisk. It's in a very strong uptrend, as you can see, on a shallow channel, on declining volume. This looks to me like it's just going to keep chugging higher. Oh, does it catch up to Lily? I don't think anything catches up to Lily. This name is incredible. SLAB. So this is a broken chart. Here's your 126.18 pivot. To me, it looks like this most likely fails around there, and either goes lower or stays in a range. So you're right at the value area low here, right? This is the most traded volume at the lower extreme. The highest volume node is 140. Could it get to 140? Sure, but look how overextended this is off the low. So I don't see any good risk to reward there. CCL, very much like RCL, the transport's really strong. RCL, I said when we started here that you know it's the chart of choice for me of the transports. It looks better, but as you can see here, this was your distribution top, right? And you're at point of control. So this entire area is fraught with sellers. So people accumulated Royal Caribbean from January 2018 until February 2020. So you have all of these people looking to give you a great deal on their shares that they've been underwater on for 4 years. So this is not a chart that neither is CCL that I'm, buy it off the 200 all day, right? Here's how I like to trade these. You set an anchor at the top, set an anchor at the bottom, right? And as soon as you have price acceptance, right, on November 9th, there's your entry long for the double top. Now you're into major area of overhead supply. Can they get through the prior value area high at 122, 23 and hold it? If they can, and they base out here, yes, this could potentially make new highs, but this is a very dangerous trade in my opinion. So you guys really love the drug manufacturers and biotech. This is this evening's been like a giant Fox News commercial. Like it's all drugs. AbbVie looks incredibly strong. It's bull flagging on the daily. I don't know if it's quite ready to go yet, but this looks amazingly strong. So, looking great. BTC USD, sure. So, our first target in Bitcoin hit last week. It was 39,622. We had the target since I think like March of this year. I'm looking for a pullback back to potentially 37,000 or 39,500. Can't chase Bitcoin here, okay? Gotta be very careful with Powell and negative rates going away in Japan. So maybe some of Bitcoin maybe anticipating some of that. Take care, Eddie. But yeah, our next target is going to be 49,668. Yeah, it looks like a TDV. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Bitcoin is a very high risk, high reward type of instrument, and with um, with with the changes coming to the yen and potentially rates remaining higher for longer, you're gonna see madness with the DXY and the 10-year. So it's going to be very, very volatile time for crypto. Again, just my opinion. NTNX, you guys love to trade this one. I get it, but there's so many nicer names in this group. It's at the top of the range, and it's very much a range. So I'll just say I'd rather be in Palo Alto. If it holds 37.89 on the pullback, very much viable pullback. In the meantime, you're at the top of this latest bull channel here, right? So the only thing I would do with this is not trade it, or maybe sell it. CDIO. Cardio Diagnostics Holdings. Yeah, another fallen angel. At best, this thing creates a new base here, a higher pivot low, as a penny stock. Yeah, I mean, this thing is bound for misery and failure. I don't have anything else to say about it. We don't really trade the cheapies too much. Sorry. Oh, BRZE. Sorry. BRZE. So there's your piercing engulfing reversal. This one looks like it's getting ready for a topping reversal on BRZE. Potentially, you'd have to let the shakeout work and the bounce build a bearish slow schematic here, and then this level on the retracement highly shortable. But to me, this looks like the beginning of a distribution top. Cannot chase the lower tail into the 21. So certainly not buyable in my opinion, but dangerous short here. So LNG looks like Peacock. Is LNG a potential swing long on the daily? Cheniere Energy. Yeah, this looks amazing. It doesn't. It's like trading Johnson and Johnson or McDonald's, right? It moves at a glacial pace, but you can see here the power of this base after a major uptrend. So this looks insanely powerful. Pull back to the 200 is very sweet. You can see how tight the 200 is to the price action here, right? It's trending very nicely. BTU. Okay, that's gonna be the last one because I gotta feed my kids. So BTU, Peabody Energy. Yeah. So here's your V, your platform, your two-wave corrective, your falling wedge, and your pop. I find these names really hard to trade. This is the extrapolated channel. If it goes, your stop under here, and your target upper end of the channel 2864. Right. SPC long. When Chamath sold it, I was like, I'm not messing with this no more. Okay, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, so you had a minor shakeout here, a bit of exhaustion, and you're starting to build a base here on the daily. Yeah, over 235, that's what you're looking at. I see it. Yeah. You know, this is one of those super highly speculative longs that you play with your mad money. But yeah, you could get a move to 323. I see it. I totally see it. So are mine, Steve. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for participating this evening. We'll be back tomorrow around 8:45 or so. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. Uh, I don't have it yet, Z, but I'll post it, and I'll be posting both of these recordings here into your portal shortly. Love you guys. We'll see you in the morning.